don't mess around.
She
Grade it
does.
in.
She does.
My plan is to have them in by tomorrow.
Okay.
So, yeah. It'll be priority number 1 this afternoon. And then, but homework and all that fun stuff, that's all in for me. So, Roth, who knows? I mean, let's be honest.
Probably like a week. Probably like a week.
Homework and formatives are in.
Homework and formatives are in because he did those in
took
class
the
yesterday.
Yeah. I didn't teach
I know.
Well, that's a
Okay.
zero.
So, but hey, my cone labs are in too. I was sitting on those for a good 2 weeks.
Sitting on what?
My cone labs.
Yeah, blood actually.
Yeah. Yeah, they did.
Do we get this back by the way?
They're in the thing, ready to be handed back. All right, so today we're gonna harken back to a time when we were a tree. Good times. Geometry. Yep. I'm a tree. Okay. Okay. So now we're gonna talk law of sines today because life is not all right triangles. Okay? Right triangles are awesome because you got SOHCAHTOA, you can solve the triangle, bada bing, bada boom, you're done, and you're moving on with your life. But not every triangle is a right triangle. So we got to have something out there that deals with non-right triangles. And we have 2 tools in our toolbox that we can refresh our memories on. Law of sines, we're going to deal with today and next week, and then we'll deal with law of cosines after that. Okay? So we learned, you learned back when you were a tree, that the area of a triangle is 1/2 the base, and I'm going to use the actual word base because I don't want to get confused with B, times the height. Okay? So, on the top of your pink note sheet, you can label your triangle however you want. I chose this however, before you label it, I could have done this. And then this would switch to B. This can go to A, and then this goes to A, C, and C. Okay? As long as the capital letter is the angle and the lowercase letter of the same flavor is the opposite side. Okay? If you don't like A, B, C, you could go, no, we could go P and L. Because now you're a pal. But now you're a pal. Okay? You on your phone? No. Let me put my phone away.
Did you see that?
I did.
Yeah, you did.
Okay?
No.
Right? So however you want. Okay? Now, if I'm saying, okay, let's hunker down here on angle C. And I want to find the area of this triangle. Well, the sine of angle C, if I utilize that right triangle to find my height, the sine of angle C is going to be H over B. Which means that the height then is B times the sine of C. The base, if I utilize that setup, this side A here is the base. All about that base. That base. That base. No trouble. So the area of my big triangle would be 1/2 A times B times the sine of C. That's this one. Right there. But let's say you're not a big fan of C. So let's say instead you're a huge fan of B. Well, now you're utilizing this right triangle. And now the sine of angle B is going to be H over C, or H is going to be C times the sine of angle B. Well, if I put that in right there, then I get that formula. I'd have to redraw my height to get the other one, but the pattern would still flow. Okay? So all three of those represent the area of that one triangle. So since the triangle didn't change, that means that they're all equivalent, so we can set them equal to each other. Now, there's a lot of stuff going on in this one.
Yeah.
So to make it look pretty, I'm going to divide every term by 1/2 A, B, C.
Why are those capital but these are lowercase?
Capitals are angles, lowercase are sides.
So the side, the stuff on the bottom are the sides.
Sides.
Okay.
Now when I do that, the 1/2s cancel out all the way through. A cancels out A. B cancels out B. So all I'm left with here is
C.
the sine of C divided by side C. A cancels out A. C cancels out C. So what I'm left with is the sine of angle B over side B. B cancels out B. C cancels out C. And I'm left with the sine of angle A divided by side A. Now, at the bottom of your pink sheet has the simplified version of the law of sines, but it also has a very important note.
What happens if you just do a straight line in that? Do they all just connect to the right? Oh, that's
Overkill. In order order to utilize this law of sines, you have to have one complete fraction. Meaning, you gotta have a side and its opposite angle. Or an angle and its opposite side. Okay? That's the restriction for the law of sines. Otherwise, law of sines is the one you're going to go to all the time. Because it's much simpler than law of cosines. Okay? What I'd like you and your table mates to do now is on the back side of that is 3 problems. You've got 20 minutes to get those done. I will be walking around with the answers, and I'll be peering over your shoulders and making sure that you get the right answers and all that fun stuff.
Okay.
Now, before you do that, I will tell you this. On all of our answer keys, we don't round until the very end. Okay? What I mean by that is, like for instance in number 2, if you'll notice, you've got angles with minutes. So 61 degrees, 20 minutes is 61 and 1/3 degrees. If you round that to 0.3 or 0.33, you have already changed your answer from ours.
Oh, so don't do that?
Don't do that. Round once.